Greetings, sir. I'm ARYA, first year BTech student at IIT Roorkee, and I'm from Data Science and Artificial Intelligence branch. I'm here to explain the code for finding the mean and median of given data inputs by a user in C++ programming language. So let's look after it. So at first, let's recall the definition of mean and median. So mean, it is the average value of all the data inputs entered by a user. It is calculated as mean equals to sum of all data inputs upon total number of data inputs, which is also equal to x1 plus x2 plus dot 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 up to xn upon n, where n is the number of data inputs and x1, x2, x3 dot 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 xn are the terms which the user has given. This is also equal to x1 upon n plus x2 upon n plus dot 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 up to xn upon n. This step I'll be using to find the mean in the upcoming code. Okay, so median. It is the middle value of all the data inputs when arranged in increasing order or decreasing order. Okay, if the total number of data inputs is given, then median is the average of two middle data inputs. Like say if n is equal to 6, then median will be the average of third and fourth term. So this is the formula of median when n is even. Okay, so if n is odd, then median is just the middle value. Like say if n is equal to 7, then median is given by 7 plus 1 upon 2 by this formula. Okay, which is fourth term. So if n is equal to 7, then median is the fourth term. Okay, so let's look after the code which I have prepared. So in this code, I've used the concept of dynamic allocation of array. At first, the user is prompted to enter the number of terms. Then an array of floats is dynamically allocated to store these terms. The user is then prompted to input each term one by one by this code. So now to find the mean, the loop is created so as to add the numbers consequently by this term along with division with the number of terms. So let's say the terms are 1, 2, 3, and the total number of terms is 3. So by this loop, the mean is calculated as 1 upon 3 plus 2 upon 3 plus 3 upon 3. So by this method, as I said earlier, that the last step I'll be using to find the mean. Okay, so this will make the mean of as an output. Okay, so let's look after the next page. So in this code, I have been a now for median, we have to use sorting of data in ascending or decreasing order. I have arranged the data in ascending order with the help of this code. Okay, so I've used here nested loops for okay, this will print the data inputs in ascending order. Okay, so now for finding the median of data inputs, I've used the concept of an if else. Like as I explained earlier, like if n is divisible by 2, like n is 1, then median is given by some other formula, and if n is odd, then median is given by some other formula. So if n is divisible by 2, like n is even, then median is given by this formula. Okay, which was the formula of like the average value of two middle data inputs, and if n is odd, then median is given just the middle value. Okay, so this is the if else and condition that I have used for finding the median of data inputs. So this will print the median of given data. Okay, now for then getting relief from the memory leaks of the array, I've used this in freeing the dynamically allocated memory of array. So just to get relief from the memory leaks that can occur in this array. So this let's look after an example. So in this example, let us take five data inputs as a 5.5, 3.14, 25, 36.5, and 92.6. So using formula, mean is equal to the sum by total number of data inputs. As you can see, the mean is coming 32.548. We will see in the code as an output as I put it in this PPT. So when rearranging the data inputs in ascending order, we are getting this data inputs. So using the concept of median, the median of the data inputs is 25, as the total number of the data inputs is 5. So median will be the third term. So let's look after the output. So this is the output when I run the code in the Visual Studio. So enter the number of times that the code has prepared. That the code I prepared. This is the output. So the value of mean of the data is 32.4548, which is the same like here. Okay, and as you can see, the median of the data is 25. So let's look after some other example. Let's take n is equal to 6. Okay, then mean will be the same formula I'll be using for finding the mean, which is equal to sum of data inputs divided by total number of data inputs. Okay, so using the formula, the mean is coming 28.675. I've used, sorry, I forgot to say that I've used the float value because in a so as to get and take the decimal values as an input data input also. So okay. So rearranging the data inputs in ascending order, these are the uh, output. So median, it is the average value of two middle data inputs. Like if here n is equal to 6, then median will be the average of third and fourth terms. Okay, therefore median is 16 plus 20 by 2, third term and fourth term. Average of these two terms, which is coming 18. So let's see the output. So here the six terms are given. The value of mean is 28.675 like this same. Okay. So the data inputs in ascending form are this. So the value of median of the given data is 18 as I used the formula. Okay. So this was the code. So thank you. So in this code, I've used the concept of dynamic allocation of array. At first, the user is prompted to enter the number of terms. Then an array of floats is dynamically allocated to store these terms. The user is then prompted to input each term one by one by this code. So now to find the mean, loop is created so as to add the number